Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 1 in a series. It is going to be a Night Elf versus Night Elf mirror match as we see Sonik spawning as the yellow Night Elf player on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we see WarchiefRich spawning as the blue Night Elf on the bottom left. As I said once more, Night Elf versus Night Elf mirror match, and I am going to speed things up just a little bit so we can see some Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter gameplay. Now, I am just guessing that it's going to be Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter. 50% right, 100% right, as things are already getting set up. Now, what are we really looking for in these first 2 minutes of gameplay? We are looking to see whether or not the Demon Hunter can effectively creep out faster than his opposing Demon Hunter. What we're looking at right now is the Demon Hunter of Sonik clearing up this 5-3-3 creep camp. Good use of Lightning Shield. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter now finishing off the rest of these rogues here, and will be making a beeline move for this last rogue here. Meanwhile, down on the other side of the map, it looks like WarchiefRich is just a split second faster, finishing off the rest of the creep camps, as the Demon Hunter now leaving and the Archer being left to herself to try to take down 2 apprentice wizards. Now, what's going to be happening next? Mana burn versus mana burn. It does look like that could be the case as the Demon Hunter does show up. You can see that both of them have about the same items, but we do see that WarchiefRich has a little bit more experience. No big surprise there. Also, I believe WarchiefRich has the better item. Let's see. Sonik has a Claws of Attack +6, Gauntlets of Ogre Strength, and wow, both of them having the same exact item. So talk about a mirror match at the very, very beginning of this game, as both sides now clearing out this Forest Troll Berserker. Level 4 creep camp, I believe it drops a tier 2 tome. I'm not 100% sure about that. I'll have to take a look. Yeah, well, that looked like a tome of knowledge, giving +1 stat to everything. So yeah, that is a tier 2 tome. The tier 2 tomes, if you guys did not know, let me educate you, or at least define my terminology. It is either a +2 to a single stat, +1 to all 3 stats, or a tome of experience. We saw what the better one was there, as we now see Sonik quickly doing a detonation, or getting detonated there, and now we see a Huntress keeping nearby on this Demon Hunter. Alright, 2 Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3, that is an additional 150 hit points, but unsurprisingly, both sides getting the same exact item once more. So therefore, mirror match still underway. Both sides pretty much do they have the same stats? If they got the same tome, that would be interesting. No, they did not get the same tome. It looked like this one may have gotten Tome of Agility. This one got Tome of Knowledge. Alright, so let's go ahead and wander back around over here. Mana burn to meet and greet each other, as you're going to see this Demon Hunter now trying to get some extra damage on WarchiefRich's Demon Hunter. WarchiefRich's Demon Hunter looks like he'll be able to make it back to the Moonwells and do a little bit more damage once more. An Archer going to rush past his own Ancient of War and now try to fight back. Both sides do not have, no, excuse me, take it back. Sonik already with the Dust of Appearance and Boots of Speed. He is going to be significantly in better position, chasing down his opponent's units and also revealing any shadow melded units. However, you can see that WarchiefRich is taking this opportunity and is actually effectively creeping faster. He's going to get to level 3 off of these creep camps here, and now with a Tome of Agility on top of his Tome of Knowledge, he's already caught up in the overall agility race and now surpassed his opponent since he is at level 3. 2 additional damage, base 6 armor compared to base 5, and we'll see how all of this unfolds a little bit later. Sonik now making his way over here to the top right. You can see Moonwells are pretty much getting full for Sonik. Sonik going to drink just a little bit, well, all of it from one. Too bad you cannot control how much you are really drinking from your opponent, as we see the mana burns now come in. I believe that was a Glaive Worm bounce coming in from WarchiefRich to get that extra bit of damage. Meanwhile, we may see another mana burn there, and now Sonik realizes the damage that he is suffering just because he is 1 level behind. Level 2 and level 3 is a very big difference in the Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter matchup because of mana burn. Mana burn, burning off 50 mana versus 100 mana, means that you end up having more hit points and more mana after every exchange. With that, you end up falling behind even further, and if you never get to, say, 50 mana again, because your opponent can really cost effectively burn your mana, and if he spots you first, can really cause a bit of problems. Demon Hunter now hiding around down over here, may try and creep out this orange creep camp, but decides against it. I am curious as to what WarchiefRich's follow-up is going to be, as we see the Keeper of the Grove and now a Goblin Shredder being added into the fight. Goblin Shredder, a very strong, essentially tier 3 unit. It is a melee unit with very high damage. It just cannot be healed, only repaired, as it is in fact mechanical. Now Sonik gonna come in, and there is a quick entangle on an archer. If you did not know, there is a Loon's Blessing on archers, which means that they take significantly less damage from magic attacks. Alright, Keeper of the Grove has entangling roots on him. That is going to be very, very painful. Scroll of Town Portal breaking free. Keeper of the Grove falls at level 1, as all of those units are now quickly running away. Now Sonik, surprised that he is not going after WarchiefRich's 1 Huntress. That low hit point Huntress could have taken about another 100 to 150 points worth of damage, and that would have really put him, or put her, in harm's way, down to about 100 hit points, and probably not living to see the next nightfall. We are looking at a tech to tier 3 Tree of Eternity, Ancients of Lore, now getting up Abolish Magic, should be getting up Bears as well, as Bears are very, very important in this Night Elf versus Night Elf meta. Using the Keeper of the Grove with Thorn's Aura is pretty much the only way to really counteract the strength of Bears in this matchup. Any damage that you do, 10, 20, or 30% of that damage will end up being reflected back on you. So the better job you do in taking out your opponent, the better job you are at killing yourself. Isn't that so philosophical in life, where you can just, well, apply that to any situation? Anyways, let's go ahead and move back over here. Staff of Preservation now being used in order to teleport a unit all the way back home. Dryad now prancing her way back to the rest of the army, as we see both sides now creeping out this Rock Golem creep camp. Keeper of the Grove does have level 1 Thorn Aura faster than his opponent, and that is going to set the pace of the game. Whoever has the higher level Keeper of the Grove after, say, a level 3 or level 5 Demon Hunter will be able to take the victory. Now, Thorn's Aura is extremely important in this matchup, and you can see that WarchiefRich is purposely clearing out the Sasquatch creep camp in order to get level 2 faster on this Keeper of the Grove. However, if this Keeper of the Grove gets to level 3 first, then Sonik would have done his job admirably, as we now see True Shot Aura being picked up. Alright, Keeper of the Grove deciding not to stick around, wants to head back home and heal back up. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove here is now sitting at level 2, is also repairing Goblin Shredder. There are Bears joining in on this fight, and as soon as Adept training is upgraded to Mastery training, which will be right about now, we are going to be looking at Bears in this upcoming fight. Bears, extremely, extremely powerful melee units, deal a lot of damage, can soak up even more, establish a very good front line, and can also heal. I've heard it said that Bears are, Druid of the Claws are essentially level 1 paladins, being able to heal and deal a lot of damage. Some even say they're stronger than level 1 paladins just because they have more hit points, no, I believe they actually have a little bit less armor, but then again, their armor is the heavy type as opposed to the heroic type, which really would give Bears an even stronger advantage. Alright, Bears looking to gather up a lot of mana before they go into their Druid form. Druid form is useful in order to get that little bit of extra damage. You can see Roar is currently down, Thorn's Aura is ready to go, and now the units are now backing off here. Demon Hunter sitting at level 3, going to clear out this Renegade Wizard creep camp. Rather easy to clear out as the Demon Hunter now charges in here. Alright, this could be very, very bad news. There's an Entangle, forcing a fight Entangle onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter quickly gets abolished away as both sides are still fighting. Alright, Demon Hunter now trying to engage. It looks like a Huntress will get taken out. Oh no, Huntress able to survive by, I'm not exactly sure what. Staying alive at 1 hit point cannot be an easy feat at all, as we're now looking at WarchiefRich fighting with a good number of illusioned Bears as well. Alright, there, however, is going to have WarchiefRich's Shredder now taken down. more damage being absorbed consistently, but I think that Sonik just has more units that his opponent has to deal with. But a lot of the bears are gone, so the bears do have that lasting power, as we now see another Staff of Preservation. Are we perhaps going to see an entangle? Yes, we are onto the goblin, or onto the demon hunter. Demon hunter, however, able to use a potion of greater healing. That huntress really should not be in that fight. Quickly decides to head back out, as a Staff of Preservation by the Keeper of the Grove saves the demon hunter, and now all those units will be heading back home. All right, are those bears going to go back into druid form, gain more mana, and perhaps be able to heal up the remaining units? That is the big question there. There's a rejuvenation there, and you really want your Druids of the Claw to really regenerate as much mana as possible. While in druid form, your mana does go up significantly faster, and as long as you're just trading in time as a resource, say mana on a bear, then you are doing a good job harvesting a magical resource that doesn't come out of a mine. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 3 here, has a clarity potion, going to be going after all these units. You can take a look. Huntress with lightning shield is shadow melded, and as you shadow meld, I guess you do not deal damage to your surrounding units, which isn't that all of a surprise. Could you imagine having a shadow melded Huntress sitting around all of your units? That could actually turn into a very bad situation very quickly. Roar now being cast. It looks like Sonik going to be going after all the units. Bears, that front line pretty much destroyed. Mana burn now coming through as well, as the demon hunter going after some more units again. 18 hit points versus 68. Staff of Preservation saving a unit. Staff of Preservation saving another unit. So the micro is strong on both sides of the Night Elf, as units are just trying to head back and retreat every which way chance they get. All right, Dryad may get taken down there. Oh no, there is a rejuvenation onto a Druid of the Claw. Druid of the Claw still healing up pretty significantly. Meanwhile, WarchiefRich may end up losing his Demon Hunter down to 60 hit points. Now trying to get away, but the Dryad's poison no longer affecting him, as we now see the mana burn being the straw that broke the camel's back, taking down WarchiefRich's level 4 Demon Hunter, and that may be the beginning of the end. Demon Hunter in a little bit of trouble, but if he can get to level 5, will be cruising throughout the rest of the matchup. Level 5 Demon Hunter, 150 hit point mana burn, also 150 mana point burn as well. All right, Demon Hunter now going to finish off this Druid of the Claw. Demon Hunter still shy from level 5, needs about 45 experience more to go. Keeper of the Grove's comfortably sitting at level 3, doing his best to constantly root targets for the Demon Hunter to finish. Back over here to the top right, Druid of the Claw now making their way down. They're going to be heading over to this red creep camp here. Rock Golems are ready to go. They're going to be that front line position, and unless WarchiefRich somehow catches his opponent out of position trying to take down a creep camp that's just beyond difficult for him, I do not see how this is going to work in his favor. WarchiefRich now moving off to the north with an Ancient of War. Supply count 50 over 60 compared to 50 over 60. Army count is about this, or gold count is about the same as well. Expansions 0-0. Meanwhile, we see 1-0 for the Bears. All right, does WarchiefRich's Bears have 1-0 upgrades? No, wait, actually they have 1-1 upgrades. All right, so WarchiefRich does have a little bit more upgrades than his opponent, so he may actually be able to come out of this smelling like a rose if he's able to execute and do exactly what he needs to do. 54 over 60 compared to 56 over 60. More Bears being added to the army, as the Bears are going to be questionable later on. Those Dryads and maybe even a Chimera or two may end up becoming a problem, as that magic damage is going to really eat away at those Bears in no time flat. All right, Huntress Shaped is ready to go. Is he going to be able to clear out this Rock Golem creep camp? I believe he will. There is some slow poison, not really slow enough or poison enough, as the Demon Hunter now venturing forth with Unholy Aura to try and take the victory. Mana burn coming across on both sides. 75 mana gone compared to 100. Demon Hunter now looking to back off here, as the Keeper of the Grove Bear is now doing a little bit of chasing. All right, there is Sonic's Druid of the Claw suffering a bit of damage, only to be abolished magic by a Dryad. Looking okay right now, and now chasing back off to the north. All right, Bear is now continuing this fight. We're going to be looking at Bears getting entangled. They are going to be abolished magic. We are still looking at a fight here. Unholy Aura chasing after a Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove may try and entangle here, but that would be a very, very bad situation to be in, as the Demon Hunter has Boots of Speed and also a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. All right, there was a Scroll of Healing to counteract. There is an entangle. That is not going to be enough, as it looks as though... Wait, no, a Bear has been taken down. WarchiefRich now back in this game as well. Level 5 Demon Hunter on his part. Keeper of the Grove just trying to stay alive. Is he going to be able to get off another entangle? That is the big question. Oh, yes, there it is. There is another big entangle. Rejuvenation needs to land on that Keeper of the Grove if he wants to stay alive, as the Keeper of the Grove still looking to march back off once more. All right, it looks as though the Demon Hunter of WarchiefRich is going to be caught between a rock and a hard place. And there is the GG. A little bit premature, but then again, I believe his army was significantly smaller. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 1. Please stay tuned for Game number 2.